Okay, before we start this video, yes, my extensions are terrible, but that's because I'm broke and I buy them from Amazon. So if VP Fashion wants to sponsor me, then we won't have the, 7 different lengths of hair going on. Okay, ignore that and listen. Really wish I had an actual stand for this, because, it needs to be, here. But it's on a music stand. I'm unprofessional and I'm filming on my iPod, not my actual I can't flip the viewfinder on my camera, so I don't use it for videos because I can't make sure I'm in the right spot. I guess I could put a mirror behind it or something, but that's too complicated, so we're just gonna have my not tilted video. There's gotta be a way to fix this. Here. So, a couple times in my life I've realized that I have a little bit more influence than I thought I did. One of those times was actually this week, but we're gonna save that for last. We're gonna go in order. So, first time was, I think, I want to say 7th grade. I was not the most popular person, and I went to a middle school that did have a kind of, quote, popularity thing, like you see in dumb movies. It was literally a dumb movie, except the cheerleaders were not popular. That was different, so that was funny. But it had one of those things where it's like, oh, there's this person is up here, and then there's these people, and then there's these people, and I was like, yeah. So, one of the things that made it, I don't know which came first, me being disliked or this rumor, but there was a rumor that I was transgender because my voice is really low. And I'm like, I'm 12. At the time, that wasn't even legal in our state. Not for a minor, definitely. Okay, but people actually believed this, so people would say rude comments all the time and whatever. So one of the people who believed it was this 6-foot-something 9th grade wrestling dude, and he apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently he had been to anger management classes and gotten in fights all the time, and he was in wrestling that's kind of aggressive, not really, but kind of. So he was trying to scare everybody all the time, walking around or something. I look so stupid. He would try to get at people, get them to cry or stuff, and you're very, very stereotypical movie type bully. That's such an overused word. And I was one of the people he didn't like, so he came up to me one day and he just started swearing at me and calling me all this dumb stuff, and everyone was expecting that I'd just burst into tears and be like, oh no, this 9th grader doesn't like me, I'm so triggered. 5'2" at the time as well, so that was entertaining. No, I got in his face, I was like, excuse me, I'm not supposed to swear in my video, excuse yourself. And I was just basically said the same stuff back to him, and everyone was just like, because there were a bunch of people standing there, because that's what happens when you're in middle school in somewhere where there's nothing to do and you're not old enough to drive and you're not old enough to drink. You just get into people's drama after school. So, we're just standing in the foyer thing in the school. There's probably 50 people around, and half of them are my friends and half of them don't like me, and they were all just like, oh, she did it, oh. So I was this tall, and he was this tall, and I was like, another time was a couple months ago I realized it, but it was from a long time before that. I went to Starbucks. A lot of people from my former high school work there, and I think this yes, I know I have to go to work in an hour, and I think this particular person still goes there. Yeah, I think she does. And so I walk into Starbucks, I order my drink, blah, 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 and she goes, hey, do you remember me? And I was like, should I? I guess that happens a lot. I'm really bad with names, faces, people, in general, social interaction. So she said, well, when you were still at this particular high school, we were in choir, and you said you thought my Snuggie was cool because I was wearing a Snuggie in class. Which, that happens a lot in college, but in high school, unless you're in choir, it just doesn't happen. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool that you remembered that from freaking 2.5 years ago or something. And I don't remember her being in choir at all. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I have no clue who you are, but thank you for remembering me. So that was another time that I didn't realize I influenced a person or had influence in life. And then the last thing I can think of was literally 2 days ago. I got home. I was at work, and then I went to get coffee on the other side of town, so it was pretty dark by the time I got home. And you know when it's like late enough to be dark, but it's not actually late, so like all the little kids that just finally don't have a bedtime anymore just crap around outside in the dark. And there were some of those little kids by our house, and they had, I don't know where they got money for this, but like 2 of them had hoverboards, and I'm going, I don't even have a computer, like what? Well, okay, I do, but it's not mine, is the point. They were just being, you know, little kids. They were probably catching Pokemon, I don't know. But at my house, my dad has this like retaining wall. If you don't know what that is, it's basically if your house is on a terrace and there's stairs going up to your yard, there's a wall to keep all the soil from your lawn from going into the street, basically. And he puts a bunch of like flowers in it, and it looks really nice, and it took years for it to look good because he spent so much time on it. So he hates if anyone sits on it, stands on it, or walks on it, including me and the dog. So heck no, if these little kids are gonna sit on it. No, they sit on it. As I'm pulling up to the sidewalk, I get out of the car, and it is with a completely straight face. I just look at them and go, get off my wall, get off my wall, get off my wall. And they didn't believe me until I started walking to the house, and they're like, oh, let's go, and they just like run away. I scared the children. They just ran away in fear, and I was like, so I didn't even get into the house before I started laughing. And I have told just about everybody I know this story because it's hilarious. Scare the children. Yeah, so that is my little times I influenced people and didn't realize it story time. Never doubt your ability to terrify the living crap out of people or make a positive impact in their lives.